Well, I am coming to you from beautiful Valencia. Josh, you got to get that shot. Look at that beautiful church. We just got off a bus here from the port, and it's just absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. We were in Barcelona for several days. Now we're in Valencia. And I got my trusted cameraman Josh here, so I don't even have to hold my camera. This is so cool. I just got to make sure he doesn't go out in the street and get himself killed. But my gang, I did want to comment a bit on the rats fleeing the ship, the disastrous Kamala crash. No problem. You're famous. Of course, we got the Nikkei crash, where the Japanese stock market just lost about 12% of its value. And that was just the beginning of just a snowball effect in Singapore and Taiwan, where they had their worst day of losses in about 60 years. And of course, we took several losses as well, or significant losses of value. There's a little bit of recovery going on that's going to happen with so many people taking advantage of the bargains of low stock prices. In terms of, it's funny, I'm with some Japanese family while I'm here. They just came from Tokyo, and they were talking about how there was a lot of speculation over the last few weeks that the Japanese stock market was going to have to correct itself. And it's just been, particularly AI stuff, has been too overvalued. Also, they've been raising interest rates to fight inflation, whereas we've been lowering interest rates, and so that's causing their exports to surge in terms of cost. So all of that seems to have led to a major market correction. Regardless, it hit us, and they're calling it the Kamala crash, rightly so. President Trump did predict that if Biden and Kamala took over, we'd be seeing a market crash, and here we are. And now we have the first casualty, as it were. One of Biden's economic advisors, Gene Sperling, if I recall, has resigned, and many are wondering whether or not he's the beginning of the sinking ship here. Josh, you got to get those towers over there. What do you think of that? Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I ain't in Delaware no more, gang. This is absolutely beautiful. But many are wondering whether he's the first of many of the rats fleeing the Kamala disaster. At the very least, what we're going to end up seeing is we're going to see these crazy, insane, inflated poll numbers that's been surrounding Kamala the last week come crashing down.
2020. What comes to mind when I say that? COVID, the coming of a frail and crumbling president, followed by wide open borders. It's no longer an if situation. It's a when, gang. When will the next emergency situation happen? We're still a long, long way from November. And if we're paying any attention at all, it's likely almost upon us. So being prepared is no longer a choice. It's a necessity. Thank God for the wellness company. Gang, they are amazing. They've given me and my family the peace of mind to handle any medical crisis for my family. From tick bites to the next pandemic, the wellness company's medical emergency kit is a true lifeline. This is absolutely essential to stock up on in case of an emergency. It's chock full of essential meds like ivermectin, antibiotics, antivirals, and more. This kit gives you real peace of mind for this area of preparedness. And the wellness company is a team of renowned medical professionals, including Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. James Thorpe, Dr. Harvey Risch, Dr. Drew Pinsky, and even more truth-seeking doctors. The medical emergency kit they've designed sets the gold standard for safety and prevention. Gang, don't wait until the next crisis is here. Get peace of mind now by clicking on that link below or visiting twc.health/Turley and use promo code Turley for an exclusive discount. I got my emergency pack. Now it's your turn. Click on that link below right now.
Two things have been going on, which is very, very interesting. is pollsters have been publishing blatantly fraudulent polls through response bias. So what we're finding is that we talked about this, whenever something good happens to a campaign, those who support that campaign are inordinately more enthusiastic to participate in polls. So you don't get an accurate assessment of who's going to be turning out on election day. Instead, you're getting an assessment of who's really excited about their campaign. And right now, Kamala got some excitement because Democrats are absolutely dejected with Biden literally dying right in front of their very eyes. So there was a sense that they got a little bit of life, snap back into their campaign. So they have been inordinately participating in polls, driving her poll numbers up relative to Trump. That's the first thing that they've been doing. These pollsters have not been rightly weighting the polls so as to be able to negate that response bias. Second thing, Rich Barris has been pointing out, they've been publishing polls this week that were taken last week at the height of her popularity. They saved them, they shelved those polls to this following week when they knew she would start going down, and they're purposely putting in these polls that show her having an inordinate advantage. Now, David Axelrod, Serpent Head himself, what's his name? They're all coming out and saying, don't buy these polls. She has nowhere near the popularity that Democrats wish she did, because she's an incredibly unpopular candidate. Let's keep going, Joshua. She's an incredibly unpopular candidate. But now I think we're going to start really seeing it. I think you could bet we're going to start seeing her polls really start going down after this Kamala crash, and she will end up, I think, finding that she is nowhere near as popular as George Stephanopoulos wants to try to make her to be. And so if that's the case, then you're going to probably see a lot more of these advisors resign and jump off the sinking ship. And I just think in the end, people are saying, that's it. We're seeing the world fall apart right in front of our very eyes. Our stock market is crashing. We've got war in the Middle East. We've got the front lines of the Ukrainian army imploding. We've got Taiwan under constant assault. I mean, we've just had it. The world is literally falling apart. When Trump was president, we had prosperity at home and peace abroad. Ever since Biden and Kamala have come in, we've had nothing but depression at home and wars abroad. And we've had it. We don't want anything to do with this. And I think this latest stock market implosion is just probably the final nail in the coffin. I've said a couple of things. One, the Achilles heel of this election has been Biden's age. Biden's age and senility was going to crush him. It did, faster than even I thought. He politically imploded. But the second major issue in this election is the economy. And we just got a huge reminder of why the vast majority, supermajority of voters want nothing to do with a Kamala Biden regime in charge with our economy anymore. So if anything, it's not just the economy that's crashing. I think it's Kamala's campaign that's crashing as well. God bless, gang.